Wrestling fans, welcome to Beyond the Buckle podcast, starring your hosts, Big Dan and the Working Man Birchall, talking about life, wrestling, and everything in between. And now, to your hosts.
Love, your love, here we go. Sit back, hold up, open up, just enjoy the show. I like ice cream, whipped cream, Nancy dreams. Do you know, can you feel what I mean? Say yeah. Oh, oh, oh. It feels so good, and you knew that it was. Well, we're bringing on the boom, boom, and you're so sweet. Your head to your feet. When I'm giving you the boom, if you wake up in the morning in somebody else's room, blame it on the boom boom.
I am boycotting this podcast because John Bullard has still not changed the intro. I don't know why your name is first.
Because I am the creative director of this podcast. As you can see under my name now, I've now taken the title of creative director as well.
What? You big-headed bastard.
Well, it's Monday. This is unusual.
What does it say? Creative what?
Director.
Spell it.
It's there.
Without auto spell. Liar. Liar.
But you're not called Signature Moves.
Oh shit, yeah. I haven't changed it. Why haven't I changed it? I normally have a little cool thing.
Evening, Grace. Yeah, it's Monday. We don't normally do this on a Monday.
That's because Dan's too busy.
Surprise.
That's because Dan's his life is too busy.
It is. I'm getting too big for this podcast now. See.
Oh my God. Sort your ego out. First creative director, now you're too big for this podcast.
Hey, even Rhino roasted you, mate, so
yeah, I know. Like what the fuck is going on?
Well,
look at you.
I know.
Billy Big Bollocks over here. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look how smiley you are.
I'm warm. I'll tell you that.
It ain't just.
It's too hot. It's
mate,
too hot.
Honestly.
Where's the snow?
Yeah. Where's the thunder? And
exactly.
We had a great thunder and lightning storm the other night. Oh my God, it was brilliant.
We've had about 10 minutes worth of rain up here. That's it.
So, I'll tell you a story. So, it was about 4 o'clock in the morning, right? And we had literally the biggest clap of thunder I have ever heard in my entire life, all 21 years of my living on this planet, right? So I went downstairs. I was like, oh, shit. Close it till outside because you don't expect it to rain when it's 26 degrees previous day. So I went out and it was like someone had just poured a bucket over the entire village, right? And it was a constant bucket. I got wet more going from my back door to my bar.
Yeah, right? And that's a small distance, that.
15 foot.
Yeah, in fact.
I would, like, you could have wrung my clothes out and I'd have filled the River Trent. I was that wet, right? So I got there and I realised that I was smarter than earlier on in the day. So I put the clothes on the table, right? I've got the canopy over. They're all dry. I've gone out there for no reason whatsoever because I can't get the dry clothes and bring them back because they get wet. So I just have to walk back and get wet more.
Yeah, I said we've had about 10 minutes worth of rain up here. It's just been hot.
Wow, I'd be suffering.
Well, yeah, we are.
Good.
Big lads don't do well in the heat. I'm like a pork scratcher.
Here we go.
Hey, I'm going to Turkey in a few weeks' time. It's 45 degrees out there.
Mate, you're going to die.
I said to Becky, if she smells bacon, I said, put me in the shade somewhere.
Wow. Wow. If you smell bacon, put me in I'm going to use that as a t-shirt. a t-shirt design. Get it up. If you want to buy it, if you smell like bacon t-shirt by Big Dan, his ego's overinflated today, guys. So just don't purchase because that'll inflate it more.
So we've come on tonight. Obviously, we've just had a fantastic sign-in with Rhino.
I love it how you say weave.
Again, creative director.
Your son. I can't believe you put that. What does everyone else think to Big Dan's little thing at the bottom? Creative director.
So Adam actually put Chris down. Enjoyed tonight.
No worries. Thanks, Adam. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, some great questions.
Great. I thought it was fantastic.
But even the extra half an hour that we just had with him just chatting then.
Yeah. Just real down to earth. Again, you hear stories about him not being a people person, but I tell you what, he's been fantastic. Excuse me a second. Yeah, he's been brilliant. Can't fault him at all.
Thank you, Adam. I completely agree.
What? What does he agree with?
That you wouldn't be able to do the stream without Dan. You're useless at tech.
I'll have you know I can work MSN Messenger like a pro.
No, Rhino was again. It was another one of those, a bit like Gilbert, where it was just loads of stories.
Do you know what? We didn't even talk about the invasion or like early ECW or like there's so much I wanted to talk to him about. It just time ran. When you go, oh yeah, this change in the universe and time is really short nowadays and that was a prime example where we literally could have just been talking for hours.
But the thing is as well, he was coming up with his own stories. I kept on loving how he kept on going, I'll keep this short, and then it was like 5 more minutes.
I love it. I love it how he said he's got a fantastic memory and then he forgot half the story. No, he was fantastic. All kidding aside, he was by far one of the best guests we've had. He was just so cool. Like I've had the privilege of being in the locker room with him, and again, it's not about kind of talking too much. It's kind of speak when spoken to and just be respectful. But just the memories of watching Rhino, like even when he gored Shane McMahon through the was that Rhino?
Rhino's probably gored Shane McMahon at some point.
Just the history of the guy, like the legacy. Oh man, like.
See, I was never. I never really got into ECW. So my earliest memory.
That's because you're old. You don't appreciate old wrestling.
I did watch him. I obviously got into Rhino with Edge and Christian. And I had DLC ladder match and stuff like that. And he's always been really entertaining to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, if you ever stand next to him, my God.
There's a lot of people here. There was a lot of people in the chat that were obsessed with his legs, and we just couldn't get around to the question.
His legs are literally the size of Big Dan's head at the moment. That's not even a joke. That is the gospel truth. Big Dan's ego is like out here. It's like
it's the only time I'm allowed to have an ego when he.
You should have one at the beginning. You are. Here we go. Look at him diverting it. Here we go. Go on.
Adam's just put in Rhino wrestled for the World Heavyweight Championship first night on Raw 2.
Well done for looking on Google. Next.
And I bet his legs won't smell like bacon if the sun's out.
No, they smell like steak. Like a prime ribeye.
So, how's your weekend been? Because obviously Father's Day, etc.
Emotional.
Yeah.
Emotional. I mean, for those who, unfortunately, if you've ever lost your dad, not lost, so you can go and find him again. By the way, but like if you your dad's passed away, then firstly, I'm sorry, and my heart goes out to you, because losing someone who you've known all your life is very difficult to accept. And it affects my daughter a lot. Obviously, Dan knows this. And it's just, it's weird having Father's Day, being a father and not being able to see your father, if that makes sense. But I kept myself occupied. I admittedly, I had a good cry in the morning, just because my dad was the kind of guy, Neil, that I would ring up for anything I do. I try and ring Big Dan, but it never answers. Or he's working, and then 5 minutes later he's around Josie's and stuff, and he's sat in the conservatory having a Coke or something. But no, like my dad would be the person I'd ring, like, for a late night journey. Like if I'm wrestling somewhere like down south or up north, I'd ring him and he'd just sit and talk to me for the entire journey. I remember getting stranded in Dublin with my wife and daughter, and we got diverted to Birmingham, and he was like, "Look, I could just come and pick you guys up." And like, I could write a book about different things my dad did. I'm not gonna dwell on it tonight, but it's tough, but it's life, and we have to move on, and it's.
Like I said to you, mate, I said I've known you longer than both of mine, so that's all right.
Well, like there's a plus, I guess.
It is, yes.
But no, it's one of those. It's tough. Anyone who's ever lost a parent, it'll never change. I was talking to a friend of mine. His dad passed away a few weeks ago. And I was like one of the first ones to like message him and just say, look, it's fine to do this, fine to do that. And I'm sorry if this sounds a bit morbid, guys, I really do, but we'll switch it around in a second. But I made sure I was there for my friend who I'd known since I was 11, and just the support system that you have is great. It's just like the support system that is holding Big Dan's ego up at this point in time as well. So I told you I'd bring it back around. Where there's a plus and a negative. The negative is Big Dan's ego tonight. But no, it's all good fun. But yeah, apart from that, Father's Day was good. Got to spend it with my kids, got to see my family. Yourself, what about you?
Yeah, quiet one. To be fair, I caught up with Collision. That's what I did yesterday. Beck was at work, kids were doing their own shit, so it was Collision, and that's what we're here to talk about, really, tonight.
Yeah, and what
a difference in a show.
Yes.
I enjoyed Collision more than Dynamite and Rampage put together.
What a difference a Punk makes.
Yes.
So let's get into the nitty-gritty quickly. The promo to start off. Now, he did say the other day that he wasn't sure what he was going to say. He was just going to get the mic and he was just going to say what he felt. Now, I thought, and I don't know about you, Dan, I thought he would have addressed the elephant in the room and just apologized. But he didn't.
No, backhandedly.
I thought he stirred the pot more.
Yes, there was definitely stirring the pot. 100% stirring. It was a full pipe bomb without being a full pipe bomb.
Now, I must admit, I don't agree with him wearing tights for wrestling.
No. But he was trying to go with the matching gear with FTR, so I kind of...
Yeah, and that's cool, and they're good buddies, and I get that. I'm all for matching gear, why not? But the promo itself, it was like... It was, I don't know, it was almost like Tony Khan's gone, right, you've got 20 minutes. There you go. Without kind of reining him in and saying, don't go over this, don't go over that. Let's be positive on Collision. Let's be positive on the main event. Let's reference the title. But he was like...
But he's definitely got a new catchphrase, isn't he?
He emphasised the fact. Tell me when
Tell
I'm lying.
me when I'm lying. 5 to 6 times he said that during
But
that.
he's not wrong.
No.
He's not wrong. I don't know how this was perceived backstage.
Supposedly good. The counterfeit books line was supposedly signed off by Tony Khan himself.
Where's this from?
This is from Bleacher Report.
Oh, no.
What Culture and Meltzer himself.
Yeah, I'll wait until those idiots are in backstage and can hear what's going on. Because
supposedly
shit,
Kenny Omega and Hangman were not near collision at all.
Well, they're not going to be, though, are they? Because they were saying that they've still not sorted things out. That's why they're on a separate show.
But no, it was a very good way to open the show. It was what we expected, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, did you expect more?
For a 10-minute, it was about 10 minutes to promo itself. I think he hit all the points he needed to.
Really?
I think there's a lot more that he could say.
Oh, you're being generous.
But I think I agree with the whole title stuff. Like, he didn't lose it.
Yeah.
Like, they put that interim shit in. Like, he didn't lose the title.
Can I just stop you there then, Big Dan?
Yep.
I don't think there should have ever been an interim champion.
No.
Don't get me wrong. It doesn't look good for the company when you haven't got your champion there. But you don't need an interim champion.
No.
What do you guys think? Sorry, I'm just getting my drink.
Well, we've got Stu Brown who's calling us a pair of marks.
Why?
Because it's CM Punk. Adam Ashley's put it's been.
Oh, hang on. Whoa. Listen here, you ginger bastard, right? Who's the mark for Wolfgang? Who's the mark for BT Gunn? We're not being marks for Punk. And by the way, Stu, we love you to pieces. It's just be you. We're not being marks for Punk. We're merely going over what he said in that promo and what's addressed and how he addressed it. The way that I see it going now, Dan, is it's going to be Punk versus MJF. Now, obviously, you sent me a picture earlier on today. There's heavy rumors that it's going to be Punk versus MJF at Wembley. I think that's going to be the. Oh, he's president. He's everything. He's like treasurer, VP, God knows what else. Sits outside his front door and gets autographs. No, I'm joking. You know I'm playing. I think there's more to this than meets the eye, and obviously with the MJF stuff that's kicking off, do we see MJF versus Punk at Wembley?
I think we do. I think this is going to be the one. Obviously, they couldn't have when they were putting all the advertisements out for All In. They weren't sure if Punk was going to be back or not. So
yeah.
Obviously, Punk's nowhere near the advertisements at all. Same with FTR. What?
Right, first off, Jess, I don't know if you've got my message. I've sorted that out for you, and I apologise. We didn't have the pens that you wanted. We had to go with what Rhino wanted. So, but I have got that last one done for you. Okay, so don't worry. Don't shout at me and don't hurt me. Jess says, don't like CM Punk. He's coming back for money. No, he's not.
No.
He's a multimillionaire. He's got more money than we'll ever see in our lifetime. He's mainly coming back because contractually he has to. He's still got another year and a half on his contract. He's had a 3 or 4 year deal.
Yeah.
So he legally has to come back. The problem you've got is because of the outburst after that press conference, a lot of people are reluctant to work with Punk now. I don't think WWE would work with Punk again. I mean, obviously, it's wrestling, so never say never. But, you know, I really don't think he's come back for money. I can't see that in a million years.
He's gone into acting now. He's done films. He's done comics. He's part of that Heel series on Star. It's not the money. He's not fussed about the money.
Yeah. No, thanks, Jess. By the way, if you've not seen The Girl on the Third Floor with CM Punk in it, it's a film. Great film. Great horror. Like twists and turns. It's very good. I've got it. I've seen it. It's a very good film because I'm a punk, Mark.
But like going back to Wembley, like obviously he wasn't around when they did the advertisement for it. Same with FTR, that they weren't around when they were doing the advertisement for it. They didn't know if they were going to re-sign or not. So everybody that you see on the poster, you think, oh, they're missing. There's a reason for it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, they'd have known about All In within the past year.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. But obviously with Punk, they wouldn't have been sure if he was coming back. Obviously there was lawyers involved, like potentially going to court.
But the thing is, though, it's like you just bring it. You bring it on yourself. I think that's the problem. He's brought that on himself. He decided to start spouting shit in that press conference. You can see Tony Khan was uncomfortable. I listened to a podcast a while ago, and I can't remember who it was. I don't know if it was John Moxley, but they said as good as Punk is for the business, he's also the worst for the business. And I don't quote me on that, but it was along them lines. And they said, "Oh, how do you mean?" And he was like, and I think it was John Moxley. I can't be 100% sure, but the guy said, when Punk is there, he's a draw, and he's integral to the show, and stuff that goes on. When he's being him. Lost train of thought. When he's being himself and being outspoken, that's where he creates issues, and I think that's where I think Punk's got to find that happy medium. I don't know if you agree with that one, Dan, but I think there's a time. I mean, I was Moxley. Cool, yeah, I thought so. Like, there's a way of being outspoken and throwing the facts out, whereas there's a different way of careful, don't go blind. Poke yourself in the eye. Oh! But there's a way of being outspoken and, like I say, voicing facts rather than just being outspoken and saying stuff that's purely irrelevant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Adams just put there, like him or hate him, CM Punk is the top 10 biggest draw in wrestling history.
I agree.
Right.
Figures don't lie. This is the problem that everyone has. Everyone, I mean, like, what annoys me is everyone jumps on the bandwagon. Oh, CM Punk's a twat. Blah 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 blah. Oh, Jess, are you watching? Is Jess Ashworth watching?
I can't tell. She's been commenting, so
If you're watching, I picked something up for you today because I'm that kind of guy.
Even CM Punk's last words as he's walking up the stage were, "I'm not here to make stars. I am a star."
And rightly so, he is.
Yeah,
he is a star. What I don't understand what people's grief is with him. I don't understand. Obviously, people don't like the pipe bomb. People don't like how he talks.
So Jess is still on the live, mate.
Jess is she watching?
Yeah.
Jess, found it. Hope you're happy with that. Yeah, I think the thing is, Punk is like Marmite. You either love him or you hate him. And I think that's where wrestling fans are fickle because they see him kick off and they're all over him. Oh, he's a dick. He's this, that, and the other. But then when they meet him in real life, I've met him once and he was fantastic. Really nice. Not too talkative, but, just nice to talk to. And I think that's the problem, is that everyone jumps on the bandwagon because Meltzer or someone like that will go, oh, yeah, no, CM Punk's a dick. He's done this, that, and the other. Get your facts right before jumping on the bandwagon. Have an opinion on people before, like assess it. A lot of people watched that press conference, didn't they? And they were like, oh, yeah, Punk's a dick. Why? Why is he a dick?
No,
Because
if you actually read that ESPN interview as well, he said he had issues for ages and no one was listening to him. So he took things into his own hands.
Which I don't agree with, I'll be honest. But if that was the only option you had left, you can't fault the guy. If people like, for instance, Dan, if you had a grievance at work and you explained it to your boss, 2 or 3 times, and it was kind of overlooked and not dealt with, there's a point where you feel grievance and want to go, right, okay, fine, and you just let loose, I guess.
Yeah.
You're more than welcome, Jess. I think that's the problem. People jump on the bandwagon, and you need to look more into it than just, Punk's being a dick. But listen to how he speaks. Listen to the promo on Collision. Listen how he addresses certain things. There's a way of doing things the right and wrong way. Yeah, Punk probably did it the wrong way in that press conference because, it was in front of the world's media. But again, like Dan said, if he'd gone and spoken to Tony Khan and voiced his opinion, and it was not even not even dealt with, then what option does he have?
Right. Now, going down the card for last night, we had it was a decent show, to be fair.
It was. No Collision.
So we had Wardlow versus Luchasaurus.
They need to bring some longevity to that TNT title.
Yes, completely agree.
Why? I mean, we're not going to do spoilers, guys. Obviously, if people haven't watched it, but there needs to be a direction for the title.
Yeah. We also got Buddy Matthews versus the returning Andreas.
You mean Andrade?
And that's it, Andrade. I had to get one in this week, mate.
I fail to understand, right, how you can call yourself creative director, but you don't know who Andrade is.
I didn't like him in WWE. I'm not going to like him in AEW.
Oh well, hear me out then. Andrade.
Charlotte Flair's hubby. All right.
Yeah. What a match, by the way.
It was a fantastic match.
I want to see a mixed tag match now. Buddy Matthews and Rhea Ripley against Andrade and Charlotte Flair.
Well, unless they both decide to leave, it's not going to happen, is it?
Do you think Charlotte will leave at some point?
I do. I generally do think that she will leave. I think she's getting to her end of her run with WWE now. They don't quite know what to do with her.
What more can she win?
Exactly. There is nothing else, is there?
She's going to surpass her dad's title thing. They have to. She's at 14. They have to do that. She's won the Rumble. She's main evented Mania. There's not. I mean, she's never won Money in the Bank, which is something she could do. I don't know. What more is there that she can do?
No, I think she's probably, and the amount of time that she's off TV.
I don't actually. Hey, yes, Dan can't say wrestlers' names. Episode 96. Keep them coming, guys. Put wrestlers' names in this chat, in these comment boxes.
Do you know what? I can block users. Funny,
right? Listen, and let's get him. Let's get him talking.
Let's not. Anyway,
England are 5-0 up at the moment, by the way.
Next match was Miro versus Tony Nese.
Hi, Tanya. I I enjoyed this. I think they give Tony Nese way too much.
Yeah.
That for me should have been a squash match. Nice to see Rusev back on TV or Miro. But I just think, like, what direction do they go with Miro?
I was going to say, what direction are you going to go with Miro now? Like, it was a squash match at the end of the day.
I think they need to bring back Lana. I think they need Lana on TV, bit of eye candy, because there's not really out to look at in AEW.
No.
I think bring her back and get her, as a spokesperson, because he's not very good on the mic, in my opinion. Neither is Andrade. So
I think going back to Andrade, I think we are going to get a House of Black.
To who? Andrade.
Yeah. I said Andrade.
Liar.
I definitely did. I will go back and prove it. I think we're going to get.
Dan,
no,
read that.
No,
hang on. Go do that one for Adam, please.
No, Koji Kitato. There you
go. What?
That says Koji Kitato.
There's no D in there.
I never said a D. Koji Kitato.
Qatar. There's no R.
Oh, suck a dick. Anyway.
Wow. Whoa. Listen, the young is watching on here. You can't say things like that.
There's no young'uns watching on here.
Grace is watching. Liv is watching.
No, Liv's not watching.
He is. What's happened to my voice?
I was going to say, what's happened to yours? Anyway, back to what we're discussing. Andrade, Rush, and Preston Vance are definitely going to go against House of Black. That's definitely the way they're going with that.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see where that goes. Again, there's only so much you can do with a triple stable like that.
Yeah. Rusev, it will be Miro Rusev. It will be interesting to see where they're going to go with him. He needs a big name.
But I'd like to see Miro versus Hangman. I think that'll kind of elevate and just see what level he's at. It's what direction they go with him. You're right. Where does he go from here? Like, obviously, the Collision roster is different to Dynamite and Rampage. But where do they fit in? Where does it all kind of lead? You know what I mean?
I see it could, because Scorpion Sky. There was a promo for Scorpion Sky. Now, I don't want to see Scorpion Sky versus Rusev at all. I would rather see him tag back with Ethan Page, if anything.
I'd rather him just be with SCU and Daniels and Kazarian.
Well, Kazarian's quit, isn't he? He's now with Impact. So you won't have Kazarian there anymore.
Yeah, true.
And CD has just gone more backstage now, hasn't he?
Daniels is a producer for ROH, is that right?
Yeah, so he's one of the main talent guys for AEW and then a producer for ROH.
I see.
Now, an interesting one that, like, me and you have put ideas across quite a lot. No, so dicks.
No, listen, you can't listen just because that's a Geordie thing to say.
It's definitely not a Geordie thing to say.
What? Right, okay. It's not the best response.
I don't care.
Is it? It's quite immature. Right? And it's Scorpio Sky.
Scorpio Sky, yes. Anywho.
Do you know what? When it comes to Forbidden Door, you're going to have a fucking field day.
We're not covering Forbidden Door.
Oh, we are. We are.
Well, I'll let you do the prep for that one.
JJ, what prep have you done?
Literally everything that we see on the screen.
Hang on, this is nothing about the screen. This is about wrestlers' names. You go, right? And really, it's never been your strong point.
JJ can definitely suck a dick.
Wow, you need to calm yourself down today. You are angry, Dan. I agree. Net right.
To be fair, me and Chris have done commentary on shows before.
Listen, don't book me on commentary, okay? Please. All right, I am the worst person. So I did a what was it now?
Well, you did the commentary in Wales. That was a fun one.
Yeah, didn't do that again.
No, we weren't invited back.
I did soccer and spandex commentary, and my head went after the first match, and I on the I don't know what the pre-call back, and you can hear me going, "What the fuck am I watching here?" And like someone was doing this big like, "Oh, it's my retirement match," and my response was, "You should have retired 11 years ago." And they were like, "You can't say that." I was like, "Oh well," like. You kind of sit there and go, "Oh, this is dog. Like, what is going on?" And it's not being rude, and I'm not trying to be, horrible to people, but I'm no saint. But I think the problem that everyone has is, I think people want with commentary. The idea is to talk up the talent, but if the talent's dog shite, got no chance.
So
Yeah.
we'll skip over the match that you will hate completely, which is Sky Blue, Willow Nightingale, Tony Storm, and Ruby Soho, because you probably didn't watch it.
No.
And then we'll go to the main then.
What has happened to Tony Storm, by the way?
Oh, God knows.
It's like she did the press conference. I don't know if you saw it, and they were like, "Oh, Jade Cargill wants a piece of the women's title," and her response was, "If Jade Cargill comes within an inch of me, I'm going to slap the tits off her." I didn't realize she had a pair. I ain't gonna do that. And I felt like I don't know. There's something about her that, like, her attitude is so out, like, so wrong. I mean, that's what you preach. But I remember watching Tony Storm for like the Mae Young tournament and seeing her, on Raw and whatnot and SmackDown, and thinking, wow, like it's really cool that she's there. And nowadays it's like, I don't know, she just seems like a really whiny, I deserve everything, like a proper ego-driven, like. It's really hard to watch when you know her personally. It's so hard. It's almost like you can't decide whether she's trying to stay in gimmick or not. It's like Liv Morgan. There was obviously, if you remember, the uproar about her having the title, and she was character everywhere. Like even just in the locker room, and like you could see her walk out with a smile on her face, and she thinks she's great. And then they take the title off her, and she's noticeably worse. And I don't know. There's something about that Outcast group that
it just doesn't work, does it?
It almost feels like they think they're owed something. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't like it. I used to really like watching Ruby Riott or Ruby Soho.
Yeah.
And now it's Paige. I almost think you can see why WWE didn't want to keep him.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like not having a go, but I don't know. There's just something that I look at and go, I can understand why, or whatever the case may be. As to why they were released, or to why there's issues backstage, or did they cause trouble and stuff like that.
As I say, I can see your point. Like, they're just not as a group. They're not entertaining. I don't think any of them are really good on the mic at all.
I think they're all horrible on the mic.
I
No.
I mean, the thing that potentially saved it, I watched the whole show, and I think Willow Nightingale is okay. I mean,
I haven't seen it.
For a bubbly kind of Bailey kind of rip-off character, she does it very well.
Why can't people just be themselves?
They have kind of labeled her kind of the smiley wrestler.
The blue eye.
Yeah, and she does it very well. Stu Burns has put her best female in AEW in ring and on the mic is Britt Baker.
I agree. I think Hikaru Shida is very good. Yeah, I don't know. I
think the women's division needs a lot of work. Like Adam Massey just put here, Serena Deeb. She needs to be on Collision. That's where she needs to be.
She's injured. It's a weird one. Like I look at that division. Obviously, you've got Dustin Rhodes.
Yeah,
that helps out with it. You have Kenny Omega. So you've got some good minds who can help navigate, the direction of where the women's wrestling is. It's just the women that are wrestling on the show aren't TV ready. Sky Blue is not TV ready. Willow Nightingale is not TV ready. And then Jay Cargill is not TV ready.
I'm quite happy she's away from TV for a bit. To be fair.
Get rid. Yes, she looks phenomenal, and that is half your battle. But you've got to be able to deliver. And that's. Oh, I've got a story for you later on, Big Dan, when we're off the air, by the way.
And then, let's go to the main event then. CM Punk and FTR versus Samoa Joe, Jay White, and Juice Robinson. What a match!
Arguably, I would say one of the best matches of the year so far.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I think Samoa Joe, CM Punk is what we're going for. Definitely.
Now, if they don't do Punk versus MJF at All In? Is it All In?
All in, yeah.
England is 6-0 up. Oh, Calvin Phillips scored. Hey, he's a Man City, but still. There is a lot of chemistry between Punk and FTR. There is obviously one of the best trilogy matches back in Ring of Honor days for the Ring of Honor World title between Joe and Punk. Do you think we'll see that revised?
I would hope so, but I would hope not for the TV title. I don't think a title needs to be involved anywhere near that.
So what's the point in having like a best out of 3 or 3 matches if there's nothing for the winner at the end of it?
If we're going to have it, I would want it for the AEW title.
That's a good shout.
Not the TV title. It needs to be for the AEW title. Or if Samoa Joe was the Ring of Honor World title holder.
See, I'd have Joe beat MJF the week before All In. Is it All Out or All In?
All In.
All In.
All Out is literally the week after.
Oh, okay. So I would have Joe beat MJF somehow the week before they come to Wembley and then start the feud, because technically Joe's beaten the interim champion. That should make him #1 contender. Punk never lost the title. There's your story.
All right. Adam Ashley's put here, he would rather see Punk and FTR versus House of Black at Wembley.
House of Black are getting over, though. There's a lot of stuff. So, obviously, we all know that Rhea Ripley is going out with Buddy Matthews or Buddy Murphy or whatever you call it. There are people getting behind Brody King. There are people getting behind Aleister Black. Sorry, Malachi Black. Oh, God, don't say that. I don't know if I'd want that just yet. I'd wait a little bit.
I think we're going to get Rush Preston against House of Black at Wembley. I think that's what we're going to get there. I think we're going to get FTR versus Bullet Club Gold.
Sorry,
Are you right?
are you there?
Yep, yeah. I think we're going to get. That's right. I think we're going to get Bullet Club versus FTR Gold at Wembley.
I don't know what was in Robinson.
Well, there was a promo put on Twitter after Collision.
We can't see you, by the way, Big Dan. We can hear your beautiful voice. There he is. Look at him. Big sexy bastard.
Yeah, there was a Jay White and Juice Robinson cut a promo on Twitter after Collision, basically calling out the tag champs.
Anyone bother about Juice Robinson? Or Jay White?
No, not at all. If anything, I would rather see Jay White versus Punk because Jay White also called Punk out the whole time.
I want the Acclaim versus FTR.
Yes. That was good. But then the Acclaimed also then called out House of Black. So we're a bit all over the place.
Do you think they're just trying to see what sticks? It's like throwing shit against the wall and seeing if it sticks. Do you think that's the way
think so. But I also think how the whole show was put together, I think it was far better than Rampage and Dynamite put together.
The problem you've got is can they sustain that kind of match per week?
Yeah, I say it was quite kind of big matches, wasn't it? Really,
it was almost like a pay-per-view. I think Collision should be once a month.
I think Rampage should go.
Why do we need 3 shows a week for the same company?
I think they should have Dynamite and I think they should have Collision. I think Rampage should go.
I think they should just have one. There's no. I mean, obviously, the fuck up they had was they signed too many talent.
Yeah,
and they're all promised TV time. They've got to deliver. But having 3. I mean, how long was Collision? 3 hours? 2 hours?
2 hours. The same as Rampage, and what is Dynamite? 3 hours, is it?
But that's 7 hours a week. Pardon me. 7 hours a week of the same company. And we can't really say it doesn't happen because obviously you've got WWE, you've got NXT, SmackDown, and Raw. Which is arguably the same time, same time frame. Now we will talk about SmackDown on Thursday, so don't worry about that. But I'm kind of contradicting my thought here. I don't understand why they need so much TV time when if they just use the right guys on the right shows instead of having filler guys and people that are not pushing, they'll be able to condense the shows and make them better. Like the whole idea, and forgive me if I'm wrong here, Dan, the whole idea of AEW was we're going to be different to WWE.
Yeah.
They're exactly like WWE. Exactly.
Yeah.
Promos, skits, backstage fights.
I think that's where Collision have been a little bit different because it wasn't. It was more wrestling based.
But then when AEW started, it was like Collision.
Yeah.
And then you get all these different flipping.
Who's Michelle Smith and why is she angry faced our podcast?
Who?
Michelle Smith.
I don't know. I can't see.
She's angry faced our podcast.
What does that mean?
As in, she's put an angry face. She doesn't like what we're talking about.
Hey, what's her name?
Michelle Smith.
That could be Mitchell Smith. And he's a bit of a dick. Hey, Michelle Smith, if you don't like what we're talking about, fuck off and go on to something else.
JJ's loved it, so it's okay.
Hey, there you go, Doc. That's one from
Oh,
me.
Chris, by the way, just obviously while we're on here, we're not going to announce anything, but person that we were talking about earlier,
Yeah,
has agreed.
super duper. Super duper fantastic, excellent, super. Jericho versus Sting in London. I think that's do you know what, Jess? I think that's a possibility.
Yeah, oh, definitely. I think that's happening. It's the what they've. What were they saying that they've worked everywhere or haven't worked anywhere before, and that's why that match needs to happen.
That's a great shout. I'd not even thought about that, but obviously the altercation. Yeah.
See, I think we're going to get Sammy versus Jericho.
No. You want that for All Out. You want Sammy to cost Jericho the match against Sting. So when you're building, I mean, you know this better than anyone. When you're booking shows and you're building up storylines, there's got to be an end goal. What happens is in wrestling is there's so many, kind of hands in the mixer, all giving their 2 cents worth, but no one has a clear direction of where it's going. You need direction with Jericho and Sting, like you just alluded to there. They've never wrestled each other, so why not?
Right.
Why not? And if it's a case of getting, like you say, getting Sammy Guevara involved, having cost Jericho the match, Jericho's one of the OGs.
Yeah.
So is Sting. Jericho's getting more and more over with the crowd. And I think the crowd are kind of inadvertently turning him. And like you say, if we've never had Sting versus Jericho, have it. And then have the fallout from, you can have Darby Allin, interfere. You can have, like you say, Sammy Guevara can interfere. There's so much you can do with that single match. But there's got to be an end product. There's got to be a payoff. And whether that payoff is Jericho wins and goes on towards the title again, or Sting, wins and retires, or, I personally don't want to see a feud between him and Darby Allin.
No.
Just because I don't think Darby Allin is good enough to come up at that level.
No. And it wouldn't be the right style of match with Sting either.
Well, no, and this is it. I mean, Jericho can work at anyone's pace. And Sting's, 64?
Yeah.
Not being funny. 64, still wrestling at that level. That just proves to you that age is just a number, isn't it?
It's going to be very interesting how Forbidden Door plays out this weekend. I think it's this weekend or next.
Do you think that's going to affect All In?
I have a feeling that with a few things it might. I think, like Adam said, we potentially Will Ospreay could have a big impact on whatever happens.
Well, obviously, he turned up and beat up Kenny Omega, didn't he?
Yeah. And Adam's put here maybe Punk versus Ospreay might be a. I don't
think that needs to happen. You want Punk versus Kenta, if anything. If you're going to do Forbidden Door, you want GTS versus GTS.
I think it could affect how the tag scene looks with FTR, especially if they do go against the Bullet Club.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
But again, they haven't really announced hardly any matches for Forbidden Door. They've announced MJF's match, and he said basically no, he's not doing it.
That was how good was that with Renee? And he's like, who? Some Tim Pot part-time worker from some Japan Fed. No thanks.
Then we've got Kenny, and then we've got the Kenny match being announced. MJF's match being announced, and one more thing.
What was that noise?
Door 2013. Oh, Okada versus Danielson.
Oh no, that's good.
See, this is what I was going to get on to the point with McGuinness at ringside for commentary.
It could happen.
I think something with Danielson is going to happen at Forbidden Door with McGuinness.
Listen, when he did the seminar, he was in incredible shape. And he wrestled everybody. Everyone that got in that ring, he wrestled them. I'm not being funny.
I really think, especially with JR being out at the minute after his fall and the way he was on Collision, he wasn't himself on Collision at all.
Was he that bad?
Oh, he's quite severely injured himself.
So why put him on TV?
Because exactly. He wanted to do it. He was injured. You could tell he wasn't himself.
So
I think
right.
the commentary team of Forbidden Door is going to be McGuinness,
Kevin
Kelly, Shivani, and Excalibur.
Yeah, I don't think they need a 4-man booth. I think it's too oversaturated. I'd be happy with McGuinness and Kelly.
And I think something's going to happen. Either Okada gets thrown into McGuinness by Danielson, or Danielson gets thrown into McGuinness, and that's what's going to set that up.
I'll tell you now. McGuinness looks great.
Yeah.
Like, I know this is mad.
Forbidden Door is going to be what's going to happen with Danielson next.
Yeah, I mean the other side of that though is you've got Moxley, Yuta. Is Takeshita part of the BCC, or is he just?
I think he's just kind of floating. I think we're probably going to get Omega versus him.
He's floating.
I think we're going to get the final bit of that story at All In. So I definitely think he's going to cost Kenny the title against Will.
I hope not. I don't want Takeshita versus Kenny Omega at All In. All Out, yes, maybe. Like if Kenny's going for some kind of title, I will see the IGB.
But he's currently the US title holder. He's going to lose it to Will, guaranteed. He's going to get Costic, 100% guaranteed. He's going to get Cost the title.
Do you think there's going to be too many interferences in each match to make anything?
No, I don't think there's going to be. I think the main one will be Will versus Omega.
I just think that there's too many options to have interferences, which then doesn't make it clean for everything.
I think what they've got, when's from indoor, that's 25th of June. Oh, shit, a week.
Easy.
And they've got hardly any matches announced as of yet.
Well, see what happens.
Oh, sorry, you got Sonada versus Jungle Boy as well. So you got 4 matches announced so far.
Give me Moxley versus Ishii and I'm happy.
Well, isn't Ishii in a tag match this week?
I believe he is into the 6-man tag, yes.
Yeah, Jericho and Sammy versus Action Andrade, Dante and Fox, isn't it?
What a random 3 that is.
They've got nothing for any of them, have they?
Then if that's the case, don't book them, because when you book stuff like that, you can, like you just said, you can tell straight away they don't know what they're doing with them.
Right.
Makes no sense.
So we've got, a week? So that means we've got Dynamite, Rampage, Collision, and then Forbidden Door all this week.
That's a lot of AEW.
Or this week going into next, isn't it? Oh, yeah, so this week.
A lot.
Then with Raw, SmackDown,
NXT,
Ring of Honor.
Do we now? Here's one, just a quick one. Do we see Braun Breaker beat Seth Rollins?
No,
I do.
Really?
Yeah. What is the point of having a throwaway match like that?
Well, yeah, I suppose.
You watch it'll be a case of he beats him, and then on Raw, Seth retains, and then we get Seth versus Finn at Money in the Bank.
Well, we'll be talking about this on Thursday. That's when we do
Can't wait.
when we do our predictions for Forbidden Door as well.
Sorry, I'm just throwing things around.
Okay. So, as we can see on the screen as well, guys, we have Barry Horowitz coming up next.
Yeah. Please, if you can, guys, if anyone's watching that hasn't got a picture, please do, because we haven't got a lot. I'll be honest. If you have pre-ordered for Vince Russo, we will be invoicing you over the next week, because we're just trying to sort out a date with Russo and a date with Blue Meaning. And if what Big Dan has just said about another wrestler for September, then we hopefully will be able to announce that on Thursday.
Yes.
But we are doing our best to try and get more live signings, guys. It's just when people are able to reply.
Yeah. So we'll be back on Thursday for the podcast. Chris, you'll be doing your auctioning as normal on Thursday.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Up at the moment is this. Just look away. This is a signed and picture inscribed The Miz. It's £2 a slot. There are 45 slots. I will tag everyone tomorrow because I can't tag everyone more than once a day. But if you'd like to get involved with that, the last one we did was a Sting, and that went to Sam Oliver, I believe. So if you guys want to jump on board with the non-raffle, then please do.
We'll also be getting in touch with the people for their videos for Russo as well. Chris has a list of names somewhere written down. So we will, if not, we'll have to do a wheel for the people for the 10 at least.
What have I got?
The first 10 people for the Russo videos.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
If not, then guys, because there has been so many for Russo, and to make it fair, we will do a spin the wheel, and the first 10 get picked, basically. Because his videos froze, so that means he's...
Hello?
And he's gone. There we go, he's back. So he's smiling like a Cheshire Cat, but he knows. I can see his screen flashing, so I know he's there.
I thought you were going to be like, oh my God, he's frozen, and then just thrown him under the bus.
But no, we will get the video sorted for Russo, because that's what we promised, and we keep our promises. So we'll get all this sorted on Thursday. So from me and him, this has been our mini podcast for the night. There you go, it works this time.
You're frozen as well now.
But we will be back on Thursday, guys. So,
and people say that he can do all the technical stuff. Look at him frozen. See, look at it. Shit. The most unprofessional professional podcast.
So
look,
I'm frozen.
At least he's smiling. At least he's smiling. He looks well happy.
Right then, guys. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on Thursday.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you Thursday.